Happening today, a local synagogue's push to prevent an attack on its campus. Members of a Lakeland Jewish congregation are meeting later today to discuss security there. That's where we find 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer. And Bo, this is an important topic. People have to feel safe in their house of worship.
Yeah, Katie, this is not your typical synagogue here in Polk County. This is the Lakeland Jewish Center. This is the same type of center that was attacked out in California, and for that reason, people here are on edge. So they're going to have a big security meeting starting tonight at 7:30. They're going to be talking about everything from installing bulletproof glass up here at the front entrance to hiring off-duty Lakeland police officers and marked cruisers. They'll even be polling their own members to find out who's armed, who might be able to protect this group should an attack happen here. It's not something people going to worship should have to think about, but based on what we've seen over the past number of weeks, it's something people of all faiths are thinking about, and they will certainly be talking about that here tonight. About 75 to 100 people expected to attend.